The crowd was large and excited. The disciples and Jesus were only in Jericho for a day. They were passing through on their way between towns, on their way towards Jerusalem. And the beggar Bartimaeus was in desperate need. And he believed in this man, Jesus. But he could not press forward effectively because he could not see. He couldn't see where Jesus was, and he couldn't see where the other people in the crowd were. And so it was impossible for him to get even to the middle, let alone to the front of the crowd. He sat crying for help, crying for Jesus, but his voice was drowned out by all the other voices. His cries were drowned out by all the other cries, all the other needs in the crowd. Perhaps we can relate to this situation. There are so many voices calling out to us and for us. Just like in that crowd in Jericho, the loudest voices are not necessarily the most important. Often, the deepest and most desperate needs of the world and of our own hearts and minds are drowned out in the din of the insistent throng. It can seem impossible to answer all the needs and the demands. There's only so much time, so many hours in the day. We only have so many resources. And we want to be agents of justice, and we want to nurture our community, and we want to work on our own hearts and form our own character. But how to respond to all of these needs, how to do all of the work that needs to be done, how to participate in all the healing that this world and our own selves require. It is too much for most of us, if not all of us, to do on our own. The earliest Christians felt these same pressures. This tension has existed since the time of Jesus and probably before. And so, after Jesus had ascended, the earliest Christians found a solution. Not a perfect solution, but one that has served us well for a couple thousand years now. They came together and they made places where both the needs of the world and the needs of the community and the needs of individual Christians could be met. In these places, they all pooled their resources and they pooled their time. And those who had special gifts, special affinities, whether that be for organizing or the gift of a beautiful voice or a passion for justice or hospitality, those people were brought forward to serve. And all together, with each person giving some of their money, some of their resources, some of their time, Christians found that they were able to respond to the needs around them. Respond to the needs around them without becoming overwhelmed and losing their sanity in the din. These places, this system, this collective, these days we call it the church. You See, we are not Jesus. We do not have the ability to perfectly discern the most urgent need or perform miraculous healings with the touch of our hand. But together, we can create a place where needs are brought forth, where they are heard, and where they are responded to. We can create a place where, and these are not fictional examples, a place where our police officers call when someone in the community needs a hotel room because they can't go home. We can create a place where the food bank reaches out when a child needs Christmas presents, or there's a gap in money to cover urgent medical care. We can create a place where people gather in small groups and puzzle out the Bible stories and tell one another their stories and talk about their questions and the yearnings of their hearts. We can create a place where our children are nurtured and reminded that, in fact, their hearts and their characters are even more important than their grades or their performance on the soccer team. We can create a place where people are housed, people are loved, and people are heard when they cry out. We can create a place where we come to center ourselves again and again in the healing and truth of a God who gives us, each of us, to one another. And this place, this church, is a place like that. All of those examples have taken place within this year, right here in our community. And if you wanted to sit around here a while, I could go on. These are the sort of things that happen when we pool our resources together. They are the sort of things that our stewardship money goes to. We are not Jesus. That is for sure. We are not Jesus. But we are called to follow Jesus. We are called to follow his example and continue his work. It is my prayer that we might go today and every day and follow him upon the way. Amen.